Yeah, it's good. My name is Mykola. I represent today a hacktivism hub that will be created during Devcon and also Web3 Privacy Now Collective. I just made it 1 minute ago because I. Oh, yeah. Further small intervention. Yeah, I made it 1 minute ago because I think that the Fileverse guys, they captured a really changing spirit of hacking culture. And for us, they represent a sort of positivistic view on how we can collaborate, talk to each other in a changing world of digital consumerism, as you can say so. So if PGP has been created by a man in suit, the end-to-end encrypted communication tools could be created by boys who are into anime, which is super cool. But things first. So we're responsible for the Hacktivist Hub that will embrace the hacktivist culture, cypherpunk ethos, and culture, and the practical side of social layer because it's important right now. And Anne Brody, Paul Dillon, Ennis are working on bridging the gap between how to move degens into more politically conscious actors. Also, it's important to say that it's a collaborative effort. I'm not the only one who will do this stuff. We can hate Twitter for Elon Musk and polarization, but it helped to do this project in 10 minutes, while some people in one thread just facilitated idea. Maybe they came from different cultures, different backgrounds, but we are Legion. And there will be more, and we encourage people who want to contribute to the hub, join us as well. But we want to put human in the center of what we do. And I think it's important to also think about who will be those 9,000 people getting into Devcon. And that's why I highlighted my friend. He won't be bothered much. He'll like to be used in that sense. In the middle, there's a type person we engaged in our other activities who is into privacy. And in the privacy spectrum, people are so sometimes worried emotionally that they leave groups and chats and productive communication. But we want to create also a safe space for those people so they would feel welcomed and embraced. And Meows is a volunteer at Devcon, a local who we want to be able to understand what hacktivism means, and maybe she never heard of Seabase, maybe she never attended CCC, and it will be nice to also share these things. So it's good to think about diverse audiences and with diverse needs. And what's important here is not just to pretend that we live in one global world when everyone is equal, but to understand how a PJ, my friend, could share Italian local use cases, hacking culture, coming with a really strong political upbringings, understanding the realities of the European or specifically, for example, Italian hacking culture and share it with the local person from Thai. And it will be nice if Hacktivism Hub will embrace these conversations and it will be a conversational place and not just a place to have fun. But at the same time, we understand that many people in the communities, they are coming here for different purposes. There's a girl, I think she's from Ecuador as a part of NIM community. I really like that Rocio is hyperactive in her pursuit and understanding privacy spectrum and contributing to the communities. At the same time, I really like that when people are connected and there's women privacy, there's a cause they can organize between each other and they can share knowledge. And knowledge should be a spirit behind the Hacktivism Hub. And also people want to have fun, although maybe we would like different types of fun in this sense. I'll try to break down the Hacktivism Hub into 3 dimensions, hacking culture, activism, and Ethereum culture, and then to see how they correlate with each other. here, actually, an after party of ETH Berlin, I was sort of joking with one person, not from crypto, and I took one OG hacker from, he works also for Ethereum Foundation, like reflect on the hacking culture here at the hackathons. And he was saying that hacker is a hijacked word because many of those kids are not hackers. Those are the kids from ETH from Hackathon. They made the whistleblower platform, I think, a week ago. That's cool. They don't need to be OG hackers. They don't need to, I know, try to save Catalonia from the Spain or Spanish colonialism, neo-colonialism. We can say so. But we need to find a way how these audiences can talk to each other and how the modern hacktivist places would also embrace not just old generation, but a new generation, and also will be a mediator of these things. Kind of the same way as what's happening now in Seabase. So for us, it's important to highlight it, sort of tradition, explain as if people don't know what's free and open source software, what's the culture, what's the important timeline movements, what are the part important of the cultural scene, and then embrace the change. Embrace the diversities and differences that the new people can bring to the stage. That's why we want to have people like followers also reflecting on how we can communicate privacy-preserving software for collaboration and for hacktivist culture, looking and feeling differently than maybe hackers or hacktivists from 20 years ago, let's say. And in this sense, as I said, it's a place, it's like a meeting place of many OG hacktivists. There are many people, there are some people who are coming that participated actually in CCC, for example. They participated, they made lots of hardware cool things around hacktivism, and we want to bring them there, but also to see them and talk with the younger generation that needs sort of like pass the knowledge on that. And that's why we believe that the starting point should be like who should define what the contemporary hacktivism should look like. That's why we will run a series of workshops, and we want to act sort of like if now you will go to contemporary art museum, sometimes you would see installations of the knowledge when within the workshop people generated ideas about the future, let's say. And in that sense, we can play around the first day with people about what hacktivism even means, because maybe for me it's one thing, but for someone from Thai another thing, for someone who is coming from Mexico it's totally different thing. And we want to highlight these things as an archive, and after the event publish it and show and share that we can have a different approach to the subject. And at the same time, I think those people who are going to Devcon, and if there are 9K of them, we cannot cover all the possible personas, hacktivist personas, but we can highlight what kind of qualities this person should have. If we simplify stuff, it's like hard skills and soft skills. What kind of tools a person should use, what kind of, how a person could build connections with others, and this will be facilitated through workshops. On the activism side, we want to embrace local scenarios and local cases, how people advocate and use technologies for preserving local struggles, because I think that we can learn a lot from local movements and then travel abroad to our places and impact the bigger scene. For example, the Rarimo protocol, which has sort of made lots of buzz around these days, around Georgia opposition usage, before Russia opposition usage, is a Ukrainian team that they're just talented engineers. They're doing the blockchain development for many years, and somehow they managed to match it with the right use case and the right PR. And we want to have them sitting with us and explaining how these micro projects works. And also we want to have, for example, Amin Soleimani, who would embrace how to connect technologists, researchers, use cases, and PR or media to build more influential activism in this sense. Moreover, what's important that we can have a footprint on what kind of tools we can use as a result of our hub activity. That's not hub related, that's what we do like in a daily life with our collective, but within the Hacktivist Hub, we want to see a practical tooling that experts would share, and everyone who will visit our space can install something here and now, go to their hotels, homes, and towns and explore free and open source software, explore some experimented software, and then think as a stack and not just the one solution that solves all the problem. Like Signal will save our lives. Within Ethereum, it's interesting that we're in the moment when we can say that there's a sort of challenge that's happening culturally, and hacktivism could play an important role of addressing these challenges and also kind of like getting us back to the original Ethereum ethos and sort of to the moral side of decentralization. And I think that many speakers and many people who will join our hub and who will talk there, do masterclasses, workshops, and just round circles, they would be kind of responsible of where we are going in the future. And the good news that within the Devcon and some sides events, there are many important people who are organizing not just for a smallish cases, but for a bigger things like WikiLeaks, or like a smallish things like, for example, the people who are measuring internet censorship. And we want to hacktivism to activate that side of Ethereum culture, and also to show that it's way bigger than just let's say transactions or staking, restaking. And it's a whole culture. We will have much more guests that will contribute to our cause. As usual, some of them are our friends that we're trying to get while they are moving from one location to another. What's the rationality here? Lashe will bring local use cases and only then ZK applicability. Julio can talk a lot about organizing, occupying buildings, but also he can elaborate on the role T in the hacktivist culture. And what I love about Julio specifically, that he, as a pupil of David Graeber, he's not solving with technology all the social issues. So he can be that sort of judge who can sit between this social and tech camp. I would love to have, Nick, a debate with DC Builder from WorldCoin, because I think we can show that AI needs much more conscious discussion than just, hey, it's a boogeyman, let's shut down it and stuff like that. And Hacktivism Hub can be and should be a place for debates and for searching better solutions, but also in search for a nice argument. And Max from NIM knows lots about infrastructure, and Ed, as I said, research a lot on the nerd politics and on social layer of Ethereum, which is interesting because she can bring a social side, community-centric side to hacktivism and talk about broader spectrum of people in need for the so-called hackers of the future. As a program, it looks, this is sort of the simplification. There will be much more broader and interesting, diverse activities. We decided to dedicate first day to the history and then map what hacktivism means to the culture, who is a hacktivist as a person, then move broader into the critical subjects like privacy, censorship, resistance, AI, and then leave the audience with a practical tooling and a practical message that they could explore in their so-called real life. This is actually, today Paul Dillon Ennis shifted for our another event, but I think that what's good about hacktivism that we can replicate it and bring to our Hacktivism Hub. I asked him to make an Ethereum cypherpunk, as you can see, starter kit, so people can read the papers, read articles, explore tooling, buy themselves a book and play around the culture and not be just stuck with a specific one tool, I don't know, one preaching, one concept. And I really enjoyed that Paul brought sort of like lots of different things on a plate, and then it's on you how to use it. I think we can print all of those things at least. With the books, it's a bit pain in the ass, but we can bring some samples so people can explore them, because we like many people to read books these days and then explore some knowledge. And since we are big friends with followers and now exploring the opportunities Radical and Rodki, we would like to see them as well with us. And then, we want to promote these things. So sort of as a space, we want to people feel welcome when they can share personal stories. For example, I really loved when at ETH Berlin, we had a round table and suddenly a person in this room said, I was born in Stasi time. You don't need to tell me why anonymity or privacy is important. For some young people, that could be a revelation, like, oh, wow. And then another person shared an experience when in Iran, the person in convenience store remembered debit card number and all data related, because that's a part of the culture. So the way we can talk to each other, our local stories can embrace our understanding how the world operates and how what kind of tools, what kind of culture we can build for them. Yeah, and I think that it can also, I sense that in this culture specifically, there are many burnout people. Sometimes I think that we run sort of like, I don't know, not like a mental institution where we help people to retain emotional balance. And I think that there will be more and more people coming this solution to like, okay, so that's a hyper-capitalism, no? And I think that hacktivism spaces should be and could be sort of like meaning and a form of purposeful escapism. There are many different things that we want to achieve. I would say that we want to stay cool, the same as the second slide from Metaverse, Metaverse followers. But at the same time, to be hyper-practical, talk a lot about human rights in different countries, promote free software, bring people from different generations, share different tooling, talk not just about practical smallest solutions, but ask Sebastian from Gnosis, okay, so how do we build the whole decentralized infra now since you're VP in Gnosis? And as a community contribution, we would like to see more people facilitating workshops, help us with some volunteering works. If you know the Thai people from Amnesty International, Access Now, human rights organizations, feel free to connect us with them. If you want to build something small, cool, like here, there is offline.space, similar for a hacktivism hub based on peer-to-peer network, where people can share something meaningful within the Devcon, you're welcome here. And if you want to moderate discussions, again, please do. Some representatives of the projects are approaching us in the traditional let's chill some app format. I really like to thank Devcon team for creating guidelines, so I can copy paste the guidelines and say, oh, Devcon rules are no shilling zone. Be creative. For them, being creative is pain, but I hope that being a moderator of a nice discussion is sort of low-hanging fruit. And the more diverse a group dynamic we will have, it will be the better. And I really like that happened during FCC. I know that some people in the room, me as well, don't like supermarket of crypto events as FCC, but we had a discussion when a person there said, hey, I really like that talk at CCC camp when ex-hackers, or maybe they will be never former hackers, but he said that if you can do your own small thing, it's enough. Not everyone should be martyr as a Snowden. So I think that the role of the Hacktivism Hub is to give a glimpse of small role, meaningful role in ecosystem to a person. If you're about secure communication, so cool. If you're about building a small privacy-preserving DAOs, great. If you just want to help people to fundraise for the right cause with crypto, also cool. You don't need to be full-on Julian Assange from day one, and it's not really the case. The whole animals and photos has been used from Donna Haraway book, also the author of Cyborg Manifesto. And I think that the hacktivists of the future would think a lot about the world we live in. And I think maybe even we can have a Scott Moore reflecting on because he is preaching on the moral role of cryptography, and he also created a Gitcoin. So there are a lot of interesting intersection of people that are craving for something better, and they can be an active part of the Hacktivism Hub. And this thing I started this year. Sometimes I think the talks are boring, so I'm sharing some cool stuff. There's a really great movie from indie sci-fi directors from States. And that's a great album when Colin Stenson makes jazz that sounds like a techno music. That's all from my side. There will be lots of cool things going on, lots of really nice people and guests. And I think it's a right place to just stop by, say hello, have a conversation, and be inspired to do something meaningful here.
Thank you so much. Big round of applause for Meetup. We have a few questions for you. The screen just shut down, but I have another screen. So, first question. Do you need a Devcon ticket to participate in the hub?
I mean, if you're inside, you're inside. We don't care how you get inside. It's a free zone, but it's inside the venue. So it's on you how to get in. Actually, our collective, we have some spare tickets just because, I don't know, I'm a speaker at Devcon, so I have a ticket. So if someone really need it, like there's kind of like life and death situation, we can get it for free because we like to give people things for free.
Great. Next upvoted question is, are the workshop topics defined ahead of time or unconference style based on who's in the room?
Our experience is like that. Usually speakers who are attached to this type of hubs, they're on a loose timing. So be okay if someone can be late half an hour or an hour, so we can have a reschedule things. So it's all right, we don't pressure, but we want to have a proper structure. These days, you can come and you will have a schedule, a proper schedule. I think we will release a schedule, I don't know, like a week before the event, but then there will be some last minute additions because we see that more and more cool experts are coming to Devcon the last moment, and they will say, hey, we want to be part of this activation, and we want to bring them in. So I would rather say that there will be more speakers, more workshops, rather than decreasing amount of activities. So expect more, while unconference is the right way to deal with the capitalism.
Okay, how can one join the hub?
Write me, and then I connect you with the team. Yeah, super easy.
And now the most important question, in which awesome category belong your shoes?
Camper.
Okay, oh, you have a lot of camper shoes. I remember you had shoes. This was a serious question, not from my side. All right, then let's wrap this up here. Thank you so much again to Mykola.
Yeah, thanks everyone.